First of all, welcome to the farm.
If you can see here, we have there a plantation of olive trees. Those trees were planted in the 30s to protect a dam that we have down there. Nowadays, they are drying. When we came,
Donc, je vais vous donner une idée, une vue sur le Caroubier en général. Et on va parler de Caroubier marocain en particulier.
So while waiting for Madame Alami to come, I'll just give you an overview about the Carob in general and Moroccan Caroub in particular.
Donc, comme vous le savez, la Carob, donc c'est une plante forestière, c'est un arbre fruitier, mais d'origine forêt.
As you may know, Caroub is a tree that its origin is from forest. It's a forestry trees.
Mais l'intérêt économique et socio-économique, les très important par sa valeur économique. Donc, à partir de la caroube, donc on va voir la caroube, c'est une fève, c'est une gousse, et à l'intérieur de la gousse, on a des graines.
So, Caroub has an economic interest, as you all may know. As we're going to see later, Caroub is a fruit. It's like a bean with seeds inside.
Alors, la valeur ajoutée de Caroubier, c'est la graine.
So the added value of the Caroub, it's the seeds themselves.
À partir de la graine, on extrait une farine blanche qu'on appelle une gomme. Et donc l'ingrédient, c'est la nomenclature des ingrédients, c'est le E410.
So from the seed, we grind the seed and we had some kind of flour. From this flour, we create an ingredient that can be used in many productions, in many industries, and the code for this ingredient is E600? 410.
Alors le 410, il est utilisé dans plusieurs industries. L'industrie agroalimentaire, donc la valeur, c'est gélifiant.
So E410 can be used in many industries, especially in food industry. It's used as a gellifying agent. It's jelly agent.
Donc, dans chaque formulation, donc on ajoute le E410 pour ajuster la viscosité d'une formule.
So we add this additive, the E410, to adjust the viscosity of each ingredient making agriculture food.
Donc le E410, comme j'ai dit, il est utilisé dans l'industrie agroalimentaire, dans l'industrie pharmaceutique et dans la cosmétique.
So E410 is used, as we mentioned before, in food industry, in pharmaceutics, and in cosmetics.
Donc le secteur il est très large et bien sûr le Caroubier a une concurrence par les autres groupes. Au Maroc, il est passé de 12 dirhams jusqu'à 70 dirhams et même 100 dirhams.
So the price in Morocco moved from 12 dirhams to 70 and sometimes to 100 dirhams.
Le kilo,
For 1 kilo.
oui, c'est la gousse. Je parle de la gousse.
€1 to up to €10.
Donc,
That's the full fruit.
The fruit.
That's the full fruit. The full
the
fruit. Yeah.
fruit 10 dirhams and after en 2019 donc c'est arrivé jusqu'à 100 dirhams. Et l'élévation des prix c'est pas seulement à l'échelle nationale mais à l'échelle internationale en Espagne, en Italie, en Turquie. Donc ce sont les pays qui produisent ou là, qui ont déjà le Caroubier. Et en même temps, on a 3 pays qui sont les leaders dans la production de la gomme. C'est l'Italie et la Turquie.
So this price increase was not.
Depuis que M. Alami a ouvert la porte, oui, bon. Welcome. C'est Madame Kenzel Alami.
Bien, bonjour.
Donc, je suis en train de leur expliquer donc la filière de Caroubier a pris un grand élan par la ferme de M. Alami Dar Caroube. Tout le monde, parce que la porte elle était ouverte, l'expertise elle était offerte à tout le monde. C'est une ferme pilote au Maroc et du coup donc tout le monde on a travaillé sur la sensibilisation de cette filière alors qu'on a vu en coïncidence le changement climatique.
So after this period, people were interested. Many farmers were interested in planting Caroub. Mr. Alami had an open door policy, so everyone who was interested could come here, get all the knowledge he wants, and so the doors were open for new farmers.
Et aussi, lorsqu'on a installé la première association nationale, donc on a travaillé sur la sensibilisation, on accueille des gens, on sensibilise. Les plans étaient disponibles parce que le problème c'est de choisir, après on va voir tout ce qui est technique sur la plantation, donc on avait des plans qui sont bien greffés, bien identifiés, etc. Et lorsque la crise est venue, donc l'élévation des prix, donc il a sensibilisé les gens, c'est les business plans, c'est les chiffres, c'est le retour sur investissement, il était énorme, mais il ne fallait pas le faire. Il fallait prévoir des risques après. Donc, pourquoi les prix ont chuté au-delà de 12? Parce qu'on est arrêté sur 12 et maintenant, elle est entre 8 et 12.
So, at the time, people were, during the pandemic, people were really interested in planting Caroub. So it was economic.
D'une année à une année, et on a des plants, des arbres au Maroc qui peuvent donner jusqu'à 1,8 tonne.
So, from the
Peut-être avec certaines difficultés qu'on va apprendre après. Mais merci bien pour avoir la permission de visiter votre ferme de Carob qui est très connue au Maroc, je crois. Voilà, et je suis très content parce que c'est la première avec un groupe international.
Moi j'étais en Turquie, j'étais en Grèce, on m'en parle.
D'accord. Et on laisse la parole peut-être maintenant à Madame Khémissat.
C'est ça. Alors, Déjà bien que je ne sais pas si je devrais parler en anglais ou en français.
En arabe.
Comme vous voulez.
Anglais.
Encore mieux.
Non, français avec un traducteur.
Alors,
En arabe avec un traducteur,
est-ce que tout le monde parle anglais ici?
Oui, oui.
Tout le monde parle anglais ici?
Ouais. La plupart.
Non?
Oui, mais.
Faut apprendre.
You have artificial intelligence.
Ja. Kannst ja rücken übersetzen, aber ich meine, die Mehrheit spricht nicht.
Anyway, first of all, welcome to the farm. It's my dad's farm, but I'm the one responsible now for everything. It's a big responsibility on my shoulders, but this pushes me every day to do more and more and represent him to the best of my capacity. My husband, Mr. Al-Kadiri, helps me a lot, but it is a big responsibility to represent that man. That man was not a normal man. And he had the very scientific side, but he always treated this farm in such a way that it's not scientific, has no logic in it, and yet. Is that true? Exactly. Yes. So he came on this land and got the feedback from everybody around here, from the authorities to the Ministry of Agriculture, that it is impossible to plant one tree here. There's no water. It's impossible. And for my dad, if you want him to do something, you need to tell him that this is impossible. Yes.
Like challenge.
It's not even a challenge. It's for him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for this word, but everybody that has this language is stupid. This is how he's right.
Nothing
Yes.
is impossible.
A lot of things are impossible, but if you want him to do something, you need to say it's impossible. You can't do it. It's impossible. Nobody has done it before, and he will do it, and he succeeded with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he did what he did. Long story short, it is, I don't know if it's the biggest farm or the most successful farm, but for me it is. It's known internationally. Him and his farm. So again, that's why for me, having this responsibility is very heavy. But I will do my best to, to handle it the right way because of him. Me and him, we had very, very, very strong link. That's why I'm here, and not anybody else. That's number one. Number two, there is a person here in this group that looks a little bit like my dad. And it's very difficult for me to look on my left. So if I don't look on my left, it's not because I don't want to talk to this side. But there is someone there that has a little bit the same face as my dad. And it's difficult for me. I think you know who that person is. So, welcome. We're going to see a lot of things today. I brought two cars. I didn't buy them. I brought them. Well, I did, but not today. I brought two cars. I see that there are other cars here that we can use.
The van is not possible.
It is. I thought you guys are going to come with a big bus.
No, we have these
Oh,
mini
so
vans.
that's good. Because last time I received a lot of people from Europe, and they came with a very long bus. And we ended up walking. It was impossible to turn.
Take the two vans.
We can do that, and we can take the cars, and it's not going to be a problem.
Okay, wonderful.
So we're going to go to the nursery and show you guys how this tree is born, basically. Everything is made here. This is not how we started, but this is what we do now. And then go through the trees and see. Yeah.
Can you say something on your background? I mean, are you agronomist, or did they jump you and put into the water?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So my background is two things. I studied in the school of my dad, meaning when I turned 10, 11, 12 max, I used to go with my dad to work. So at that time, beginning to become a teenager, I wanted to go out with my friends, you know, go to the movies, go to McDonald's, something. And my dad was, I remember, every morning pulling me off bed from my legs. And I was crying. And I was like, this is not fair. My dad is not a good father. And it's not, and during summer, and it's Khémissat, summer here is hell. That's my first background. And this is the best I've done in my life. And I can never thank him enough for doing this to me. This is better than school. This is better than any PhD on earth. I learned from him. I can't learn what I learned from him from anywhere else in the world. The second thing is a waste of time. I was brilliant at school. I went to Canada. I did economics studies, bachelor, masters. I worked. This is on the side. I completely forgot about this because maybe I'm using my experience abroad. That's it. But my real school is my dad. Okay. So I lived abroad for a long time. Then I came 4 years ago. I came to live in Morocco, and I love my country, as you can see. And I love football. Very, very much. Thanks to my dad. Thanks to my dad. You play football? I tried once with my husband. I broke my foot.
I didn't do it on purpose.
So no, thanks to my dad. I remember '98 World Cup when Morocco was about to qualify for the next round, which is very, very nothing today for us. We were crying, me and my 98. We were crying, and he was crying. I was crying because we didn't. This is probably nothing for you guys, but for me, it's the beginning for me of football. So, so my background is that I always say I'm his daughter. That's enough for me. I learned from him. I loved him. I am loyal to him. I was faithful. I was dedicated. My dad was everything for me. He is still everything for me. I would die for his thing. So this farm is under my responsibility. And he told me, he said, I'm going to give you something that I want you to do for me. Don't let go of it. And I would die for this sentence. That's my background. A very loyal daughter. That's it.
Very good. But maybe another question, if you're not going back to that. What he's doing with the water? How did he manage the water situation from the beginning?
That's a very good question. My dad was known for something, and everybody here in the area knows it. He would, you know, there are ways to find where water is underground, and then you start digging. This is basic science.
But it's hilly and it's really... Yeah.
Well, there is water. You need to understand that this area, we have found fossils of fishing tools. There was what? There was a sea here many years ago. Okay, but this is a land where we can find water, but we need to dig very, 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 very deep. So he went around. He was walking around because we have another business downstairs that belongs to us. That's rocks. That's something completely different from the farm, and we needed water. And then he pointed to a certain spot on the ground, and he said, "Dig here." That's a true story. I'm not making anything up. Okay. So, and everybody was like, again, it's impossible to find water here. And he said, dig here. I said, dig here. That place, because before, every village around this farm used to travel a long distance to get water on their donkeys and stuff. It was really difficult. Not only they found water, right? It's been, what, 15 years? 15 years.
It's still there.
It doesn't stop. That's number one. He did the same thing up.
To what depth?
100, I think 200 something.
200
something. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, when they reached 60 up to 100, everybody was like, stop. There is no water here. Of course, he's stubborn, so he kept. And the same thing happened in another area there. He did les bassins. C'est quoi les bassins en anglais?
Basins.
The bassins. We have 6 of them.
You have 6 where you collect water.
They collect water. That was scientifically made. I'm not going to lie. That was scientific made. He made them. We're going to see them. We used to have goutte à goutte. C'est quoi goutte à goutte? Coming from les bassins to the trees. And at some point, he decided to remove them because he said Carob doesn't need water anymore. I'm not talking about the baby trees. I'm talking about the big ones. I think that this year it's going to rain a little bit more than the previous ones. I think, inshallah. So maybe. But what Doctora was saying about hope and Carob, and my dad approached this field with no intention of making money. Or intention to, he was given the Carob tea for free for so many years. He doesn't want to make money. He doesn't want to make it a business. Of course, at some point we have to, because we have 300 hectares.
And you have workers.
Let's not kid ourselves. But for him, this is not about money. The price can go all the way to 1,000 or to 2 dirham. He doesn't really care, to be quite honest. So that's the only thing I can say about it. It's not even a hope for him. It's that he doesn't care what the price is. And because he doesn't care what the price is, and because he doesn't follow money comes.
Why did he select this tree? I mean, he could have started with, I don't know, whatever else.
Because he, this is a very, very, very simple, I have a very simple answer for that. He thought about doing olive trees. And because this is what everybody does. And then he's like, everybody does olive trees. I'm not going to do that. So he was on the way to Mes, I think, or Fez. He's from Fez, originally from Fez. And in Fez, he remembers when he was young that he used to eat Carob in the street. That's it. That's the story.
And the intention was to stabilize, to green it?
To have a tree that doesn't require a lot of water, obviously, and a tree that is resilient, and a tree that will benefit the soil as well. Not a tree that will, pump water out of like avocado. Like, I have nothing against avocado, of course, we love it, we eat it, it's healthy, but it's not really the best thing to have in this area.
And the original idea was to do what? It's to green up the region, or the idea was on...
Yeah, because if he was here, he would say always the same sentence: look around you, everything is yellow, and my farm is green. So this is what he wanted.
How could he get to this size of a farm here? Could he buy from other farmers, or...?
That was hell on earth, not for him. It was fun for him, but for us, because every inch of this land is owned by 100 people. Half of them are living abroad, and the other half are fighting with the other half.
Okay.
And it doesn't even have, and it doesn't even have the land doesn't have a title, doesn't have borders. It was a disaster. So he did that over a period of 10 years, buying, waiting, solving the problems, and then once he solves the problems, there is always one at the end that says, I don't want to do this anymore. So the level of patience that my father had is second to none. I don't think anyone could have done that.
Did he start early with a smaller piece of
2008.
land? With
Small pieces of
and then
of
he
land.
continued to...
Yes, it was so much fun for him. He used to enjoy it. I don't know how, but it was fun. He was patient, and again, no expectations. So everything positive was good for him. He has no expectation. Yeah. You can ask me. Of course, Doctora is way more knowledgeable than me in the technical side, but I have also learned from him. So I have things to say. You can ask her, you can ask me. We're going to have a quick tour. However, I know some of you guys had breakfast yet? Or have you?
We had. Oh,
Because I prepared something. Receive small farmers from the area and bring someone like Dr. Ustada. Oui. So she used to give, I wouldn't say classes, but lessons here, along with other people. But it's closed for now. But the activity will.
Et quand même, il y a votre sur le terrain. Donc, comme c'était prévu, donc c'est une école, c'est l'école au champ. Donc, il y a des cours qu'on fait ici depuis la semence jusqu'à la plantation, jusqu'à l'irrigation, etc. Soit pour les agriculteurs de la ferme, soit pour les étudiants des écoles de l'agronomie. Et d'ailleurs, on reçoit beaucoup d'étudiants, soit de l'ENA, soit de l'IAF, soit de l'ENA, qui viennent. Il y a des uns avec qui j'ai assisté et d'autres non. Mais je vais assister. Inch'Allah, mais avec un grand plaisir. Quand on me demande pour assister, j'assiste. Même je laisse mon travail et je viens. Ça, c'est ce que j'ai appris à l'école de Monsieur. Ah oui, c'est le partage, c'est le non-retour, c'est pas de l'argent qui fait l'être humain, c'est l'être humain qui fait de l'argent. Et si je donne une journée de ma vie pour les étudiants ou bien pour partager le savoir-faire, donc ça me fait un grand plaisir, ça me fait de la joie et ça me donne la sécrétion des hormones de joie. Voilà.
So basically this is a school and what's first dedicated to farmers, to local farmers, but also to students from different agricultural institutes. So the lady says she's really happy, the whole spirit of the place is sharing knowledge. So she's more than happy to share all the knowledge, all the steps from the seed to plantation, all the steps, so they can provide necessary course here.
La prof que je suis
Quelle année?
C'est écrit en 2016. Et bien sûr, là, c'est les verbes et la transformation, la plantation, toute la chaîne. Donc, on a commencé, c'est une association qui regroupe l'amont et l'aval.
Ça veut dire que c'est association, ce n'est pas une internationale.
Non, je vais. Donc, c'était une association au début pour fédérer les gens, pour regrouper, pour faire connaître les uns et les autres. Donc, M. Lailani, c'était le cœur, le grand cœur, Agri-Bio, comment dire en arabe, il accueillit tout le monde. Donc, c'était le vrai fédérateur de la filière Caroubier et le Caroubier en général, en particulier, et l'agriculture biologique, bien sûr. Donc, et après, on avait un problème majeur. C'est un article, c'est un décret. Laissez passer.
The babies, and my dad used to not leave, but treat the trees really as babies. Really talk to them. He says that they need more water than the big trees because the babies, they are in the growing phase, so we need to give them special care. That's my dad's way. Now the scientific way, it's a nursery, so it needs a certain level of humidity, shade, space between the trees, watering. We have also we're gonna go through argan trees.
Yeah.
We have a small. It's not small. It's 20. Yeah, it's not small, but 20 plus something hectares of argan. The story is again very simple. Somebody told my dad that argan cannot be successful in this area. It is only successful in the south of Morocco. And of course, he heard that, he brought argan, he planted argan, and it's very successful. So we're going to see, we have a small plant. We're going to go to the factory down there at some point, and I'm going to show you the harvest. It is successful. There is nothing that says it's impossible to have this here. Maybe scientifically speaking, but there is no scientific basis in this farm whatsoever. No logic.
Donner la plus-value, on a parlé de Caroubier, c'est la graine, c'est le rendement en graines. Ce sont les plants qui donnent le plus de rendement.
So, as we said, we have 20 plus hectares. We're going to visit them. And he also decided to have a nursery for argan instead of buying. He intended to plant more argan in the future, inshallah, which we will do.
Alors, on part dès le départ par on a préparé les deux serres là, c'est le porte-greffe. Oui, alors oui, exactement. Donc comme vous le savez, alors le caroubier, c'est un dioïque. Il y a le mâle, il y a la femelle. Quand on plante, on a 50%, on a la chance d'avoir 50% mâle, 50% femelle. À part il y a des, à part qu'il y a des plantes, des plantes qui sont hermaphrodites. Dans la ferme, donc on a travaillé sur la sélection. Donc au début c'était un achat d'une pépinière et après on a fait, c'était vraiment informatisé. Vous allez voir que chaque arbre il a une identité, il a un numéro, une référence identifiée. Et pendant la production, donc, on note que chaque arbre, combien il a donné la quantité, c'est-à-dire la quantité en gousses, et après, chaque arbre, combien il va nous donner le rendement en graines.
That is successful, so starting from this point we have leaves, and one that is not successful. Okay, and we have to get rid of these because they're taking energy from.
And then you start again to graft, or?
No, you wait. Why? Because that's how resilient the tree is. This is going to be useful later.
It's a sign it's not dead.
That's how resilient the tree is. So this was not successful, but and this is becoming darker and darker.
It's
so
dying back.
a lot of people would say it's dying. However, look at this.
Exactly.
But if you can see, if I put this, it will be green.
It's still green. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's still
The
green.
other
And that
one
one is not
is
green.
brown.
No, but still, I can get another.
We'll have to wait.
Example.
You have still to wait.
Of something, I wouldn't say completely dead, because if it's dead, it's dead. But becoming to die, and yet there is still hope of having, you know, a tree. So that's how resilient Carob is, and that's how patient someone has to be with. Rishi. The patience.
With trees, you have to be patient.
J'étais dans la recherche, je suis toujours dans la recherche. J'aimerais bien, je milite pour que cette filière doit être bien étudiée scientifiquement. Et malheureusement, ça m'a fait mal au cœur quand je vois l'Espagne a une douzaine de variétés, le Portugal a une...
Portugal, c'est énorme.
Le Portugal, ils ont identifié leurs variétés, la Turquie, et le Maroc qui a une gomme qui est très... Non, elle ne démarre pas. On a un arbre à Marrakech qui date de 1778. Donc le caroubier existait depuis des millénaires au Maroc, mais les scientifiques ils sont là depuis des centaines d'années. Mais la recherche, ça commence. Mais il n'est jamais trop tard.
Il n'est jamais trop tard pour bien faire.
Je reste toujours optimiste à la fin.
on voit qu'il n'y a pas de dépérissement. L'arbre est très bien taillé, parce qu'il y a une bonne aération, c'est très important. Très bien taillé, bonne aération, il y a le soleil, mais là, pour ça, moi je crois que l'arbre est encore ça. Mais je n'ai pas vu d'arbre.
Why? Because if he receives a drop of honey from it, it means he's doing it for a purpose. He wants to do it for free, completely for free. In our religion, we say lillah, meaning only for God. If he receives one drop of it, even if he deserves it because it's his land, he doesn't want it. And to this date, we have never tasted this honey, ever. To this day.
But do you profit from the pollination additional?
Of course we do.
That you so you profit from
I
it.
can't stop it. If he could stop it, he would have.
So therefore it's good that they come.
Of course, but
So it's a two
he
benefits.
doesn't want any money, any honey, any nothing. And unfortunately, because he had this policy, I have to follow it, and I'm not getting any honey either myself. So that's the bee. So it's not ours. A lot of people come here, they think it's our production. It's not. Now we're gonna go further. We're gonna start seeing more bassins and more trees. Sometimes there are lands between two lands planted with trees that are empty. This is a land that is not totally purchased. Not purchased. It is purchased, but not totally titled. It's still in the process. Some part of lands here took almost 10 years for everybody to make up and then make peace and then come to Morocco and then change their mind and then rechange their mind. It takes a lot of years. So some lands you're going to see are still going through this process. So we don't plant them obviously because the process is not yet finished. There's not a lot of them, but you will notice them. Shall we go? Yeah. argan trees, you know. They have seeds already. We just harvested. Sorry? 2000, probably 10 years ago. A bit less than 10 years ago. I would say 8. I would say 8. No, that's the second. Alors, qu'est-ce que tu veux dire?
Village is for me.
The whole region. First of all, he speaks English very well, better than me.
No.
Second, he encourages resident area. One of the great people that do that. So he's a very, very good element. I'm very happy that he's where I am.
It is my duty and the duty of the government, Moroccan government.
So Martin is the responsible Russia of the region.
So welcome. I will be very short. Welcome to your program. It's a very additional value. I have nothing to add. Welcome.
You want to say a word?
D'abord les invités, moi non. Je tiens à remercier this project is supervised by the Ministry of Agriculture here in Morocco and also the German Ministry of Agriculture.
La visite d'aujourd'hui au nom du projet, dans le cadre des activités d'une conférence internationale qui a eu lieu à Rabat entre le 11 et le 13 date aujourd'hui. On remercie Mme Khémissat pour son hospitalité et la possibilité qu'il a montré nous inviter. Le Maroc a aussi un autre visage moderne.
So I would like to introduce Arqia, another lady that is very hardworking, that my father used to trust a lot. She's been with us for 1,000 years. I don't know how many, 20, 30, 40, I don't know. 34 years. So she's the person responsible for the machinery et le stockage.
thousands of karat. Ja? Ja, aber das sind alle gleich. They don't look like, but they weight same. No?
Alors,
Business.
Marc, pour
Yeah.
ça, je vais vous donner une notion historique
Sur le karat.
sur la Carob.
Voilà.
On a parlé.
Oui.
Alors,
Attention, il y a une histoire importante.
le traducteur il est là. Alors, l'or, l'identification de l'or, on parle de 18 carats, 20 carats, 24 carats.
So for gold, to see the value of the gold, we measure the gold by carats. 18 carats, 21 carats, 16 carats. That's for gold.
Donc, elle est venue de la Carob.
It came from carats. That's the
Carob,
origin.
not carrot.
Carrot.
Carob.
Carob. Ah, carob.
Carob, not carrot.
So the carats in gold, the origin of the word come from carob.
Alors, dans le temps, on pesait le diamant avec la graine de Caroubier. Et là aussi, il y a toutes les mesures, des pesées selon les différents types de diamants. Il y a le diamant de 18, de 24, de 20, etc.
The seeds, either we sell them to a Moroccan gum maker or abroad. It depends. But the pulp, we usually use it for our own process, transformation. The farm is still very young. The harvest is still very, very low compared to the surface of the farm. But every year we multiply the harvest. At some point we're going to be so big, inshallah, that we can, of course, and make probably, not, this is the plan basically, our own brand, our own products, and assure a storage that is always available. But with such small harvest, it's difficult to go abroad to make your own products because it's still small. It's normal because the trees are still young. So what already gives is this. We sold some, of course, not only this, but it's still small for us to be in the market, especially abroad. So, roasted. It's already roasted in this one. It smells like coffee, beginning of coffee.
It's roasted carob. Yeah, it's like coffee.
Inside there is another, and then you grind it, and then you boil it.
Yeah, I've seen it in other areas, they do that.
life, but my work life. My work life. He helps me, and he was very dear to my father. I just want to give him 2 words to say about
I mean, look, guys, thank you so much for being here today, for spending time with us. It was a joy to have you all. I think if there is a message we want to leave, the key message, key point, whatever you see here, came from a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance, the old school. No worry about money, just about producing quality and being straight with everyone. And you see the results, you know. Even after people pass away, people talk about them and their legacy. This is a legacy. My wife is a hero, a superwoman.
He has to say that. So you can see the world.
She decided, she committed to continue the legacy. Yeah. But again, thank you so much, everyone, for all your time here. And we're always here. Anybody wants to come back to visit.
Thank you very much.
We all feel that what is behind it, and I think we all felt also that the spirit of your father is here, you know, is around us, and that is the most important. And we really appreciate your time, be with us, and that you showed us around. And also, Shahua, thank you very much for make the connection. And it was a great pleasure. We really appreciate and loved it being here. And it's not the last time. It's really not the last time. I'm very happy that I could really experience that with you here.
Thank you guys again. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, I have to leave because I have
I just wanted, as the representative of the German embassy in Rabat, I talked to both of you, and I told you how important I think it is, because for me it's the first time I saw it today. And I really hope to see you, maybe at the camp next year, maybe, you know. Could we come with other delegations? Because we always
if
look
I don't do that,
yes.
you come to my dream, my father, and you will.
So if I tell you it's impossible, then you'll do it, right?
Then you can know everybody is welcome. She knows it. Everybody knows it. I let my work. I leave my work the whole day for that, because it is priority. It's not because it is priority for me, and anyone can come, from the small delegation to the biggest one. There is no difference.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Donc à mon tour, je remercie infiniment Madame Khémissat, son mari, qui a pris la relève et qui m'a laissé à la même place. Thank you very much. Je ressens toujours le même sentiment de Monsieur l'Alami. Je remercie la DDFP, le ministère de l'Agriculture, qui est toujours vraiment, c'est la ferme la plus préférée pour leurs invités. Je remercie infiniment DIAF et l'ambassade de Germany pour leur... vraiment, on a senti une énergie très positive par votre présence, un partage qui était spontané. Merci pour tout le monde qui était présent aujourd'hui et espérons vous voir très bientôt.
Merci.